How are you, my lovely? I am here gonna be bringing you your bonus coffee chat. So I've been thinking a lot about you for this coffee chat, and I've been thinking a lot about what's going on for you and how I could support you with this particular video. I also know that there's a lot of content that I'm creating that you're involved in with this group, and I sometimes in life things can feel really overwhelming. So I didn't want this so much to feel like another activity. I wanted this to feel like a supportive video that you could just take in and that I could offer some advice. So I'm shuffling some cards right now, and this is my tarot deck, and I also have here my astrology deck that I always pull from. And I want to do a couple of things for you. I want to pull cards for you as this is November 1st. I want to see what's going to be coming up for you in the month of November. And I also want to see a little bit around your relationship with the changes that are happening for you right now. So we're going to look at that today. And before we start, because you and I are both so familiar with Georgie's work, I have her beautiful deck here, Soul Side Up, and I'm just gonna pull. I don't know if you've ever used this deck before, but it's so cute. Look how mini it is. It's so tiny, it just fits in the palm of your hand. A really sweet little deck. So, there we go. Let's just take this card. This is an opening sort of mantra for you from Georgie, and it says, I am letting go of the past and fully present to receive the now. So maybe journal around this. How does this feel for you as a message, as an oracle message, but also as a message from Georgie specifically for you? I really feel like, being that you and I both know Georgie, that I pull the cards on your behalf and that I have a great relationship with Georgie, this deck feels particularly sacred to me, in that it constantly feels like I'm channeling some of Georgie's wisdom when I pull from it. So this, I'm sure, will resonate for you. What does the present feel like for you? What does the now feel like for you? And what needs to be released in terms of a mindset that you feel maybe stuck on, that you feel really hung up on, that you're having trouble kind of moving past from, So I would pay attention to that and just think of what that card means for you as you move through your week, as you move through even this video, and what we're going to come up with right now. So let's see on what we have here for you. Let's see what we have here for you. Okay. I'm gonna see these two there, but particularly this one. I'm just gonna keep that one on the side. So for Hannah, let's see what's coming up for the month of November. What is coming up for Hannah? Just gonna pull a few more from here. Just bring the spread together for you. Okay. Okay, darling. So you can see some of the cards here. I'm gonna say, as an anchoring energy card, we have a couple of scenarios, and these are really the jump cards for me that came out that are really just trying to suggest that we need to pay attention to their messages. And so for this one, it's the 8. It's the 7, sorry. 8. I can't count. I cannot count Roman numerals. Fun fact about me. The 8 of Cups, darling, okay? This is a journey. It's upright. So you're walking away from something right now and you are headed into the unknown. But the thing you are leaving behind has a big, big shadow. It doesn't feel like you have totally released it yet. It doesn't feel like you're totally in the clear yet. This still feels heavy to you. This still feels very relevant. This is an archetype card for you. This is the energy that you are sort of coming into this spread with, that you were coming into it. So as you move through your November, what we're looking at right now, darling, is we're looking at you moving away, really, really clearly moving away, one foot in front of the other. You are making tracks, but there's a heaviness. And the heaviness is, you know, it's really profound, and it's, you know, the waters are deep. It's sort of like this card is cast at dusk as well. So there's this sort of like challenge with like, you know, soon it's going to be really dark. I'm leaving something behind. It's not clear where I'm headed, and I'm feeling really burdened almost. I'm feeling overloaded, and my fears are starting to take over. But I'm walking away, one foot in front of the other. Okay? But there's like a darkness that you're leaving behind that's kind of making you feel a little bit it's sort of tainting your experience of the present. So this is an archetype card. This is your energy as you move through this story in November, okay, darling? The other jump card that we had was, we have the moon card coming up here from the astrology deck. So we see that you are extremely stuck, focused, embedded in your emotions and in your needs. And because it doesn't feel secure, this card for me feels like an insecurity in this context. It's an overwhelming fear that's coming up. So your worries, your concerns, your insecurities are not giving you a chance to empower yourself right now. They're actually probably even a little bit draining you. And you're just in a state of processing a lot. You're starting to realize that there's going to be a lot of shedding, that there's going to be a lot of letting go. And so right now it can feel a little bit intimidating and a little bit daunting, and there's a lack of control in this situation for sure. It doesn't feel comfortable for you, okay? It doesn't feel comfortable. What I'm seeing is, I'm seeing that there was an opportunity that maybe came up that was missed out on. Could it be? Was there something like recently that came? If not, the cards are suggesting that in the coming month, there will be something that feels like you missed out. And I really want you to pay attention to that sentence, feels like you missed out. Because the card that I have here is the Seven of Cups, and it's reversed. This card is major confusion around options. It's almost like you had a lot of options, or you're going to be having a lot of options, and you didn't really know which one to choose, and you felt like you made the wrong choice in the context of the card I see next to it, which is the Page of Cups reversed. It's just like, shucks, like I didn't make the right choice. But I want you to know that actually there's an opportunity for emotional fulfillment that will prove to come through. It will. So don't be so hard on yourself in the fact that this overwhelm of like options and not feeling like you could ever possibly make the right decision. It's almost like decision overwhelm sort of thing, you know, where you just can't, it's like that fatigue around just so many things to decide and execute and take charge on. And the pressure that comes with that is feeling like you didn't do enough, feeling like you're not enough because you didn't do enough, because there was so much weighing on you. I see a lot of, it's like you're carrying the baggage. You know, leaving, I'm feeling the house is really going to be coming up for you here. Leaving the house, leaving the home, leaving, you know, a part of your family's story there. It does feel like you're carrying a lot on your shoulders. And I really encourage you through this to look at how that makes you feel as someone who, you know, is really strong and really capable with her family, and really carries a lot of the needs of the family on your shoulders, and what that makes you feel like in a time of transition. Do you feel like you're carrying the burden of the family? Does it feel like you are moving through stuff concretely? Or does it feel like you are having trouble seeing things clearly because there's just a lot of confusion of where you're headed and where you've come from and what you're releasing and what needs to go? Maybe there's a lot of emotional stuff here. And the emotional stuff seems to be creating a block for you in terms of the opportunities that are coming your way. So pay attention that the situation you're in now doesn't overwhelm you from seeing the light that is definitely coming through the cracks, I would say. We have an opportunity here to find balance, to find stability, to feel grounded, to feel in control, to feel on top of things. And it's going to come with the next chapter. It's going to come with the outlook that you're going to have towards the next chapter. It's going to come with your willingness to see the glass half full, with your willingness to invite in all of the opportunities and all of the abundance that are almost at your doorstep right now. Instead of seeing it like really heavy and really negative and just really cemented in the energetic drain of what you're moving through right now, try and see how maybe it's a release for what's still yet to come, so that it doesn't cast a big shadow on the opportunity that's at your doorstep. You know, and I see you feeling like there's a little bit of a, like, not enough, a little bit of like a loss, a little bit of a feeling of just, I can't provide, I can't be enough, I don't have enough. The resources are a little bit, they feel maybe a little bit disappointing, Feels like you're experiencing a little bit of a letdown, a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of losing steam, losing momentum, feeling depleted, feeling discouraged, feeling stuck. But it's a small sacrifice and you just have to, it's a question of just shifting your perspective. I'm thinking the Artist Way week 6 might be really helpful for you in that regard. I think that, you know, what we're going to move through in week 6 might really prove to be insightful and supportive for you. But, you know, like, even as I'm doing your reading right now, like, I feel very lightheaded. And that to me, when our head is light like that, it's like you don't feel grounded right now. You don't feel steady. You feel totally, not grounded is a way to put it. You're just kind of everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And it's really hard for you to kind of center yourself. I think it's really important for you to tune out almost right now a little bit, just so you can recalibrate. And, you know, I'm seeing a lot of opportunity. Jupiter is here. The Jupiter card from the astrology deck is here, but it's reversed. And I'm seeing a lot of opportunity and happiness and joy through this card. But in the moment, the choice that you are making is to see things from a place of unfulfillment, a place of missing out, a place of just losing something, or just feeling like there's been part of your joy and the opportunity has been kind of taken from you. It's almost like there's a little bit of a, and with Jupiter, it's overwhelming. The Jupiter doesn't do anything lightly. So where Jupiter is impacted in a story like this, if it just really emphasizes and comes to really support the feeling that you have of just defeat, of just like, I can't see how I'm going to get out of this positively, how things are going to feel clear, how things are going to feel good. So you're moving through a lot of stuff right now. And I could really, like, for lack of a better word, the stuck thing. It's just like the present right now is overwhelming, and there's a lot of emotional fatigue because of decisions that are based on your needs and the needs of your immediate family that you feel you're carrying, and you don't necessarily feel compelled or fulfilled or capable, or you're doubting your capacities to make the right choices, to make the right decisions, and to make sure that everybody is happy. And it's really sucking the joy out of the situation. What I would love to do now for you is pull a card of advice from a third deck here. And this deck is from Worthwhile Paper. It's a beautiful deck. And it's an oracle deck. And let's just see what this deck has to say in terms of giving us some advice for you on how you could ground yourself and just get a little more perspective and just feel a little more balanced, a little more stable. Oops. Slow change. Are you doing things too fast? What does this card feel like for you? Changes are slow sometimes. Sometimes we want to do things really quickly and we feel rushed and we feel the pressure to rush them. So what does slow change mean for you? I'm going to focus on this. So I think this could be really interesting in terms of just like that dizziness and that lightheadedness that I feel. Is like, are you putting pressure on yourself to execute quickly, to be in another stage quickly? Do you feel like you're rushing to make decisions, to chase opportunities, to get things done. And is it like an emotional band-aid? Is it masking something? What does all that look like and feel like for you? So November is going to feel a little bit, this is a very Scorpio energy card because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto doesn't do anything fast. Everything is very slow, painfully slow sometimes, but we can feel that turmoil and that trauma and that pain and those ancestral stories coming up, right? So I think November for you is just going to be, how can you slow down? How can you have faith? How can you have faith? How can you stop putting pressure on yourself to do it all right now, to do it all yesterday? How can you just have faith and trust that things are kind of unfolding slowly, 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 and they're starting to take shape in a way that's going to feel really good? There's a lot of abundance around you. There's a lot of good around you. There's a lot of opportunity around you. There's a lot of just good things coming your way, and they're starting to take shape. But good things take time sometimes, right? So I would pay attention right now to where you are putting unnecessary pressure on yourself and your family to be in the next stage, to move through these things quicker, and just celebrate the wins right now and take time to just breathe. And I really ask yourself, like, why am I rushing through this? Do I need to make this decision right now? Is this really important right now? Or can I just pause and recognize who I am being right now and what I am being tasked with right now, and how I can just take some distance, maybe even before I take charge, before I execute, before I make a move. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with slowing down. There's nothing wrong with being in a moment and just like, sometimes we're just in the habits, right? What if we just got still and we're like, wait a second, Hannah, what am I doing right now? Why am I doing this so fast? Why do I feel this pressure right now that it needs to be done right now? Can I slow down a little bit and allow for this deep transformative shift to really unfold exactly as it's supposed to? And if I change my perspective on things and put less pressure on myself, will that allow me to experience the full opportunity of this shift? It's like there's this excitement that kind of is an undertone, and this desire to just be on to the next thing. But there's something that's processing also right now through the transition and through the release of what was and through the invitation of what's yet to come. And that has a lot of messages and a lot of purpose and a lot of reason. And the discomfort that you feel and the desire to kind of rush through that discomfort maybe, or appease that discomfort by rushing through it, rushing on to the next thing, might be causing a little bit of distraction from a really important message or experience, lesson, joy, just good to come out of this, what you're experiencing right now. I think your memo overarching for November is slow down, have faith, and just whenever you feel worried or scared, decide that you can control what worries you or gives you fear. That it's not up to outside energy to determine that. That you can choose to take your power back. That you can choose to calm your nerves. And often it means taking a step away. And just trusting that if it's not done really quickly, yesterday, right now, it doesn't mean it won't get done. Doesn't mean it won't get done. It's all happening. It's all happening, maybe just at a different pace than you're initiating right now. Lots to think about for you, my darling. I am letting go of the past and fully present to receive the now. The now for you is slowing down. Maybe the past was like go, 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 do, survivor mode a little bit. Open yourself up to receiving. Receiving. Don't put that pressure on yourself. Release some of that pressure. Just invite in, allow. Look at your behavior around, responding, that response mechanism that you have. It's like a little bit of a survivor mechanism, and it's creating this depleted energy around what could otherwise, and it's stifling some of the joy and the opportunity and the faith that you have in what's unfolding. Just make space for it. Just like lean into it by just letting go a little bit of those past patterns and that behavior that you have for responding to circumstances that are shifting, to changes. Sometimes during changes, we want to like go, and do, right? And execute, take action through the change. Sometimes it's just about sitting in the change. There's always tomorrow. There's, can reflect on yesterday, today, and tackle today, tomorrow, maybe even. So let me know how this all resonates for you, my beauty. I'm wishing you such a beautiful November, just in the presence of everything you need to understand and learn and grow from. I believe in you. I know you have everything it takes. And November is a really, really, really powerful month. Scorpio season is such a powerful month, and it has so many messages around what took place in late April and May for us in Taurus season. So what are we building for our future? How far have we come in terms of our goals around building for our future? What does that look like for us right now? And how can we plant seeds right now that are going to bloom beautifully for us in the spring, where we will then be looking at a full year having gone by around the intentions that we had for our stable and prosperous and fulfilled and just comfortable future. It's all happening. It's all happening. Slow changes. Changes are slow sometimes. That can be just as uncomfortable as a fast change. So lots to pay attention to here. Let me know your feedback on this. Let me know how this resonates. I'm rooting for you. I'm here for you. We can chat in DMs, or we can chat in Discord. However you feel called to connect with me on this little mini reading. And let me know, of course, if you have any questions. Bye, Hannah. Much love to you, darling.